Hi, my name's John. I'm the service manager here at Pipe Wrench. Today what we've done is came to do a rebuild on a kitchen faucet. Prior to us coming out today, the faucet was leaking from underneath the handle when it was in use. So what we do when we come across a situation like this, most times we're able to rebuild the faucet. So that consists of disassembly of the moving parts, and generally what we'll do is replace seals and lubricate everything, put it back together, and in most cases that does stop the issue. But what caused that? You see here next to me we have a pressure reducing valve. So this is a common fixture in just about every home. And what it does is it's there to protect your water system. So it keeps the pressure within the home constant. Generally what you see out in the street is very high water pressure, 90, 100, 110, 120 pounds per square inch. And pressures that high can cause a lot of stress in your plumbing system. That'll cause excess wear on your faucets, fixtures, toilets, so on and so forth, and can even cause leaks in the piping. So you see here we have a new install. The previous pressure reducing valve had failed here. If we can just take a second, I actually have a visual aid here. So what's inside this thing? What makes it work? All right, so what's inside this thing? What makes it work? So I've drawn a kind of rudimentary cutaway view here. And if you'll see, the pressure reducing valve is made up of a couple of components. So there's a spring, a diaphragm. Right through the center here is your adjustment screw, and there's another seal and seat on the inside. Now there is a direction of flow. Water moves this way, and when the water comes in, right, this spring here holds your seal in the open position, right? So that water is allowed to travel through and out the other side, out the other side of that seal, right, and onto your system. If you notice, there's a gap here. So that's actually a sensing port, and our water can come up and apply an upward force on this diaphragm, which counteracts the downward force that the spring is applying to it. So essentially, your pressure is set by the amount of force is on this spring holding the valve open, and as water flows through and pushes up on that diaphragm, it eventually will come to a point where the two forces equalize, and this seal comes up and shuts, leaving low pressure on this side and high pressure on this side. When a pressure reducing valve fails, a couple of symptoms: high water pressure, of course, because it's unregulated coming from the street, and like I said, that can cause issues with your piping, leaks. A common one is faucets start to drip. Noises, banging and knocking in the pipes is another one. You'll notice here we have it installed with copper piping. Despite there being PEX in the house on the inlet from the street and supplying the distribution to the house. Now the reason for that is, imagine there's a leak in the house. The natural reaction is to run to the main shutoff valve here and pull it down to shut it off. PEX piping is flexible, and the reason we're using copper here is to make sure it's stable and can't go anywhere. So that frantic shutdown of the water doesn't cause us to pull any joints or cause any other problems than we already have. All right, and just to make it easier, for that panic moment to find the main shutoff valve, what we do have are these main shutoff tags, and we're going to go ahead and put that right on our piping here next to the valve, just to make it a little bit easier to indicate that this is the main shutoff valve, so it's labeled. So with that being said, if you do have any issues similar to what we've described today, feel free to give us a call. We're always happy to help, and we strive to be professional in both our interactions with the customer and the work that we do.